Is this what I spent on the car in the last 8 or 9 months? For real? What the f? Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rob's Garage. I'm Rob and this is my 1969 XW Falcon project. I live in Brizzy, Australia, and in this episode we're going to be looking at what I actually spent on my Falcon in the last 8 or 9 months since I've had it back out of storage. So if you don't know really that much about the story, essentially I've had this car for about 25 years or so, but most of that time after driving around for a year or so, I put it into storage and I pretty much just left it there, and I didn't really have the money to really do anything with it. So over the last 8 months, I got it back out of storage, I got it out of interstate, I got it up here to where I live, and I started looking at what I can invest into it. So a few things around this car and around the way I want to build it. One, I don't want to borrow any money to build the car at all. I really just want to save up and buy those things with my own money. I don't really want to be paying any interest on anything. So this is a project that I just, you save up and do it. Rather than just going to get a bank loan and paying them 10% interest or whatever it is. So I'm not going to be doing that. I don't have any plans on doing that. Never say never, but that's my general idea. I just want to save up and pay for the money, pay for the things I need with my own money without borrowing anything. So anyway, let's have a look at what I actually spent. I've got a list here of what I spent over the last 8 months, and I've ordered it based on the price. So I've ordered it from smallest to largest based on the smallest investment to the biggest investment. So let's have a little look at what we spent our money on. So the cheapest thing I bought was a bell housing bolt kit. So that's the bolts that actually mount the bell housing to the gearbox, or from the gearbox to the engine. Then there's also these bump stops that I actually put on just the other day, which are kind of mediocre, but they're okay. And some rubbers that fit in here. So while ideally it'd be good to have those on when it's painted, I just stick them on there now because I don't want them sitting in a drawer somewhere and whatever, they're not that expensive. So they were $34. The bell housing bolt kit, I don't think I mentioned that was $25. So we go up to 6-cylinder water pump. So that's on this 6-cylinder here that I was trying to get running. So that cost me $48, and I didn't actually put it in here, but there is actually the thermostat housing, so that's on there as well. That was about $50, but I forgot to put it on here. There's the Felpro valve cover gaskets that go with the rocker covers over there. So they were about $50. A harmonic balance puller that I got, which was, I think it was the Toledo one, that was about $55, and that's the one that broke. So there's a video that I did, maybe I'll put that here, the one that actually broke and I had to buy a second one, so that was $55. Then there was the Daytona impact sockets that I got, not the socket wrench, just the sockets. That was another $60. I bought a workshop manual, which was $60, which is meh, it's all right. I think I'm probably looking for a better one that's a bit more extensive, but anyway. Then there was $77 for some hex sockets, some oil filter, and some various bits and pieces, like little sockets, those kind of things. So I just grouped them all together. That was around $77. There was also some ARP valve rocker bolts, which go on the Ford valve covers as well, the motorsport valve covers. They were $83. Then I did buy some scuff plates for the inside of the door here, which I did look at putting on, but there actually needs to be some work on the screws, which I'm hoping I can do a video on that. So for the scuff plates, so Repro ones, they were $90. Then I bought a magnetic deck bridge. So that involved a component I need to work out top dead center on the engines for when I do the rebuild. That was $96. I also bought a XW GT style petrol cap. Again, it's a repro one, not an original. So that's the one, if you can see there on the back. I don't have the ring on it, but I've just got the cap on there. So that was $117.50. And I also bought, for the interior, some carpet underlay, which I didn't actually show on my video because I bought that after, but I do have carpet underlay as well there, as well as the carpet. So the underlay was $118. So there's also some kick panels that I bought for the inside here. So as you open the door on the bottom here on the interior, you've got your kick panels there, and they were $123.60. Then I also bought the weld wheel nuts. So they're the wheel nuts on the wheels here. So the wheel nuts do not come with the wheels. You have to buy them separate. So a full set of wheel nuts for 4 wheels was $131. And I'm probably going to have to buy another set when the diff arrives, because it has a bigger ARP wheel stud. There was also the replacement harmonic balance puller from Proform. That was $146. And the next on here was the Ford Teardrop Repro kind of mirrors. They're XY ones actually, they're for the left and right hand side. They haven't put them on the car yet, but they're going to go here. And I kind of like them better than the XW ones. I just think they look better. So this is a Restomod. I'm not trying to make this a concours car, so I'm not really fussed. I just want the look I want and don't care whether it's specific to XW or XY, but whichever one I think is better, and that was my preference. So the teardrop mirrors were $155. Then back to some tools. I've got a Fowler dial bore gauge coming, so I can measure the bores and those kind of thing on the engine for the rebuild. That's cost $174. The carpet that you would have seen a video on, if you want to look at that, I might try and put a link here. That was $180. One of the first things actually, which I still haven't done, is the door hinge repair kit. So I do have door hinge repair kits for every one of the doors, and that's basically to rebush those. So the driver's one's actually the worst. The other ones aren't too bad, but I'm going to change them all anyway. So that door hinge kit cost $196. Back to some tools. I've bought a Mitsitoyo, I think they're called. 4 to 5 inch outside micrometer. So that just recently came. That was $198 again. Tools for building the engine. I also bought a Daytona car jack, because the super cheap one I had was broke after 3 or 4 times of use. So, you know, sometimes you just got to go spend a bit more money and buy something a bit more decent. So that Daytona car jack, I think it does 2 ton. So it's sitting under the car here right now. That cost me $199. Then there's back to more tools. There was $250 for, I think it was a Trick Flow cam degree kit as well. And then the next one was the Proform Ford Racing covers up there, which is $252.63. Again, something that's just sitting on the shelf that I can't use. Something else that for this 6-cylinder, I needed new push rods. So I'm getting them custom made so we can get this engine back up and running, hopefully in the next couple of weeks at least, but hard to say. I'm waiting for the guy to get some parts on those. So those replacement push rods are going to be about $350, which is super expensive for a set of push rods, but they're custom made and they're very hard to get, so be it. So the Ford Racing rocker covers, $410. They're the ones up the top there. And next was more tools. So a Chicago air compressor, which is the silent one. It's only a small one. I didn't really think I needed a big one. I don't really see myself spraying a car in this garage. So I just got something that at least lets me run some basic tools, $422. Then some more tools. Tools are expensive. If you're going to build your car, you're going to need tools. I like tools that are going to last. So I try to buy something a bit more expensive and something that I think will do the job. So the next one was a DeWalt impact wrench. That was $455. And then after that, next most expensive was the DeWalt 6-drawer toolbox that I have, which I recently bought a few months back. That was $589. So we're really cranking up into some of the more expensive things. Then fourth from the end of the list is the Mickey Thompson ET Street rear tires. So these are 275/50 15s that are on there. Two of those actually cost $658.88. And then obviously the wheels, which I bought, these are the World Pro Stars. The rear ones cost $1,155 for the rear wheels, and the front ones cost $1,171. I think I've got that right, because the price is actually more expensive for the front, and they were a fifth by 6, because this is primarily a street car and I didn't want to go to those ultra narrow ones. But I still want that kind of staggered look. And then the most expensive thing by far is the Ford 9-inch, which I don't have yet, but I have paid for. That is coming from the Castlemaine Rod Shop, and it's shortened, 31 spline axles, Willwood disc brakes, all that sort of good stuff on there. Should be good for at least 1,000 horsepower, which is more than I'm expected to get out of this car. And that was $4,500. So when you add all that up together, you come to a grand total of $12,629.44, give or take, because there was probably a few things here and there that I didn't actually record, or I just went and shop and bought, and I can't remember exactly some bits and pieces, but I think that covers most things. The Dremel was something I haven't got any, that was about 200 bucks. So give or take around $12,500, bit over that. Close to somewhere between $12,500 and $13,000 in the last 8 months, which, to be honest, I'm pretty shocked that I've actually spent that much, because it's not really, I didn't think I did. I didn't think I spent that much. Now, could I have done this on a budget? Yeah, definitely could have just kept it pretty simple and got it registered and up and running, but you know, I kind of want to see it a certain way, and that's just how I am. The fact that I can't drive it yet, it's much of a muchness, because I haven't driven it in years anyway, so I don't really feel like I'm missing out yet. But there's going to come to a point where I've invested so much money into it that I'm going to want to get some use out of it. And to be honest, I'm really just going to drive it to, you know, cars and coffee and stuff around Brisbane. That's, you know, just guys catching up with their cars and people catching up with their cars and sharing them, showing them and stuff. So not going to be a show car, not going to be a drag car, more of a street car, fun, go to have coffee with some people that are interested in these types of cars, and yeah, let other people who are interested in having a look take a look at it. So there we go, $12,629 by my calculation on here. And yeah, we've still got 4 months to go, but I don't think I'll be spending too much more on that. I really do need to do more of the stuff that's just more hands-on, like stripping paint and cleaning up rust and stuff like that. So there we go. I hope you found that interesting. Okay, Ron, I hope you found that useful, and to give you some idea of what it actually costs to rebuild a car. Obviously, a lot of the parts that I bought weren't cheap. A lot of it is tools, and you know, it's just, this is something I plan on doing for quite a while, and continuing to work on this car as I go. So I believe those tools are going to come in useful, and it's, you know, it's going to be quite a bit of fun to do. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Stay safe, and see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.